Good day, everybody. Thank you for joining me today in this live public webinar and brief demonstration of ValidR. My name is Christina Halliday, and I will be guiding you through this webinar today. On my screen, you will see an agenda. Today, I will be providing you with a brief overview of who Mango are, discussing what validation is, the reasons to validate and control R, what is ValidR by Mango Solutions, our process around ValidR. Then we will proceed to a live installation demo. It is a very brief demo, but it will show you also some sample qualification reports in addition to the demonstration. Some of you may already know who Mango are, but for those in attendance who don't, I thought it would be very beneficial to provide you with an overview. Mango were born in 2002. We're a UK-based company with a strong global presence. Our team is ever growing at just over 70 now. We work worldwide with a range of sectors and very much known for our work within the R community. Some of you may know Mango from our work within the R community, such as our conferences, UK and US EARL. We provide advanced, cutting-edge data science services and solutions, including Premier R training and consultancy, application development, and as today, R validation services. All of our products and services are created and maintained within a stable, best practice, audited ISO 9001 quality process. We are partners with RStudio, Microsoft, IBM and Google, which means we have worked on some truly groundbreaking projects. And it means although we remain fully independent, these effective partnerships allow us to greatly support our clients' infrastructures. We have three core units within Mango. Our data scientists, who have not only considerable technical skills in technologies such as R, Python and SAS, but also considerable customer-focused commercial experience. We have a data engineering team who help and support our clients by creating and maintaining scalable and robust analytic environments. We also have a data engineering team a data software team who build these very intensive, rich applications for our clients. Our dedicated validation team, who I'm speaking about today, is built using the skill set from each of these dedicated units, which I'll go into in more detail later on. I mentioned earlier we have a strong global presence within a range of industries, so I've captured a few of these here, some of whom are very much heavily regulated. Some of the attendants today I can see are working within these heavily regulated industries, or they require a degree of control and version control in place when it comes to open source software. Moving on to the R language, we know it is very much the most analytic, popular tool in the box. It's an ideal technology for data science. It's current, it's flexible, has great visualization strengths. It's rich in its capability, yet flexible in its design. And it is also very much used within heavy regulated industries such as the FDA. So what is R validation and why control R? Mango originally created ValidR for the pharmaceutical sector some years ago, and we've been annually supporting this to numerous customers since. The FDA statement, which is shown on my screen, is very much at the core of our validation ethos. Now, this is not only applicable for those working in the pharmaceutical industry or any kind of research, but this statement can relate to those working within regulated industries and can be seen as a basis for a controlled delivery of R. As you can see from these screenshots of version 3.3.0, there are over 11,000 packages on CRAN. This is actually over 12,000 now, and less than 22% of these have any kind of formal test framework, which causes huge concern for regulated industries or those looking for version and package control within their users. We love the fact that R is collaborative and one of its key benefits. However, there is no enforcement on package authors to provide any kind of formal testing on their packages. As part of our dedication and due diligence to our community, we will always feedback any bugs found or packages that fail our validation procedures to package authors, and we're very much respected within the community for doing that. So moving on, what is ValidR? ValidR is a mixture of technologies, documents and services that allow Mango to provide a single build of R, this is open source R we're talking about, ready for validation within a production environment. From our years of delivering ValidR, we have been able to massively streamline the process to ensure that our clients not only receive validation of the packages they are using on an annual subscription basis, but also we've been able to make it a very cost-effective and easy way for our customers to deploy R. I'll go into this in a bit more detail for you. Here we see the ValidR Basic Components module which we've created. This is made up of the core and recommended packages and enhanced with the gold standard packages recommended by Mango, which has been created based on our own data science experience and also what our customers are asking for. As this is an annual delivery, each year we will review the packages contained within this bundle. In addition to the basic components is a series of defined modules, which again have been created to be very cost effective for our customers, and again based on customer demands and our own internal experience. Here are some further modules as well. So as you can see, we've defined packages within modules such as Shiny. As you can see in, for example, Shiny, there's a lot of the packages which are used within this area, again for clinical trials, financial analysis and so forth. Outside of the modules which have been defined by Mango, we also have a set of packages already pre-validated, which haven't been included in modules. So we have the ability to validate extra modules which haven't been included in bundles, along with customers' own packages. So if you are creating packages internally, we can also consider these for review and validation as well. Here is our ValidR software development process, which you can see has been created very much in line with the standard for software development. As part of our validation process, we need to gather requirements. We know that our packages have already been written and therefore don't come with a list of requirements, so we need to determine the intended use. We do this based on our experience, with extensive experience of packages, description, help files, and package vignettes. To provide a high degree of assurance, a major part of our validation process is risk analysis. We have therefore developed package metrics to automate the collection of metrics, which are collected from our Studio CRAN logs. You can see on my screen here is a snapshot which rates the packages in their risk from high to low. We analyse the software to perform code review. This allows us to understand key behaviours, assess the code design and quality. We use function map for this, and we also assess risk using something called cyclocomp. I'll go into both of these packages in more detail in a moment. The function map package. We developed function map internally at Mango to look at the functions performed within a package. Create a network object and then plot the network object in R and JavaScript. Again, as part of our commitment to the R community, this package is actually available publicly for you to review and use. Another package created by Mango for our validation process, and again openly available on our GitHub, Mango the Cat, and published on CRAN. This package was created based on the well-known cyclomatic complexity software metric designed to indicate the complexity of a program. Well, cyclocomp is used to indicate the complexity of an R package. Creating these packages, again, has helped us to provide that high degree of assurance and a streamlined process internally, which we can therefore pass on to our customers. We use code to test requirements. Code coverage is a measure of the amount of code being exercised by a set of tests. It's a measure of test quality and completeness. We write specific unit tests for requirements using TestStat. That's a testing framework package. Many of you may be fully aware of these packages anyway. We test the package numerous times, though, inside and outside of the tolerance. I'll briefly cover an internal validation environment, which is very much at the heart of our validation operation. To manage our internal validation process, we've built a validation application internally using Shiny. Again, many of our team are extensive Shiny experts. This allows us to easily define requirements, assess the risk, determine the levels of remediation, generate package validation reports, and provide documented evidence when required. For example, when our customers audit us. Here you will see a screenshot of this application where we've been able to see easily the package details and create and store investigative comments about the findings on that package. Again, this will show the level of our commitment and due diligence in control of the packages. It also allows our team to work in a very much collaborative and streamlined manner internally. Essentially, in a nutshell, our in-depth validation process can be broken down into 7 key steps. For ease, I've captured these in one sentence for you. Step 1, investigation. This is an assessment for the intended use of the package. Step 2 is then designed to review the requirements and cover all essential functionality. Step 3 moves on to remediation, which means unit tests are written to ensure the package satisfies the requirements raised by the investigation step. And step 4 is a stage for peer review. Steps 5 and 6 look after the final review, with independent checks leading to management approval. Step 7 ensures that we maintain the delivery of packages and development of ValidR on an annual release cycle. So this is very much a condensed snapshot for your visibility, but this is a very long process which has been many years of development internally to make sure that this is streamlined by our large validation team. Here's a simple screenshot I thought I'd include as well, which shows the points I've raised and addressing regarding internal validation application, the integration with RStudio, subversion control is at the heart as well, and we use Jenkins continuous integration tool, which again most of you would have heard of, which we use to deploy and test the validation, the ValidR builds. So I've talked about our internal processes, the needs for validation and what ValidR is, but now we can look and see what is actually a deliverable. ValidR is delivered by an easy to install automated RPM installer. Each package and its tests are stored within a self-contained RPM. Delivery of ValidR is available as a server or a hosted deployment depending on your preference. Based on your list of packages, we deliver ValidR under an annual subscription license, and each year the same validation process is carried out and an updated version of packages is provided to you. Additional packages, of course, can be added during a delivery cycle upon request, subject to review. So we understand that there's that constant need for evolution where new packages are being used within your user groups. Deliverable IQ/OQ/PQ is triggered by a master RPM which checks everything installs to the correct locations. It executes the test and re-executes the test for consistency check-in and provides an automated report. Now, as I mentioned, this is a brief demo. Consider it's very much condensed from over 20 minutes, but it will give you a brief snapshot. So bear with me one moment and I will pull up the demo. So this will actually show an installation take place. So you see on my screen here, the tarball or bundle of RPMs is being loaded into the server. We're writing a small script to check everything's installed correctly. And you'll see here it's what is actually contained within that bundle. We can now start the installation. Packages have been installed and we check that everything has been installed to the correct location. And then we can move on to the qualification tests. Again, checks are made and remade to make sure that everything runs correctly. You see here, this version is running on 3.2.5. This is our existing version. Here we go to the qualification script. Our latest version of 3.4.3 is due for release very shortly. So you'll see here the qualification report running through. As I mentioned, this is very much a sped up version. And you'll see here the authorization scripts going through and the completion of the scripts. What I will also share with you is an example operation qualification report. So you will see on my screen here, hopefully, a copy of our validation test report. You'll see the date on the report. And you'll see here as I scroll down to section 10, I believe. Sorry, section 8 is the test execution information. So on here, you'll be able to see the test summaries. So the version of R we're testing, as I mentioned, this is based on 3.2.5, which is the end-of-life support version we are supporting currently until the new release. You will also see on here the overall result and also the amount of tests which have been performed. So as you can see, for 40 basic packages, packages contained in the basic components, this has performed over 2,100 tests. It then shows you the execution rate and the pass rate. Section 10 also then shows you the critical test reports. These reports are very much an essential part of our validation service, especially for audit and for due diligence review. So we do understand, this actually concludes today's webinar. I hope it's been beneficial for you, but in summary, we do understand validating R is not easy. Due to our many years of experience of validating open source R, we've been very much fully able to streamline our internal processes, which means that we are able to provide you with an easy and a cost-effective and reliable validation and control solution, which will address any of your concerns about open source R. If you'd like to request a detailed, private and no obligation discussion on any of our service or request any of our service materials, in particular details on our 3.4.3 version release, please feel free to get in touch with me or a member of the team, and we'll be very happy to assist you. Thank you very much for joining today. Thank you for your time and have a great day.